It's Illy865 here, and I'm just back with another comic book haul. This week, didn't buy too many books, but I think I found some good ones. And actually, by the way, I just want to thank the community for supporting me. I think I have like 69 or 70 subs by this point, and I've just been really happy to see all the comments that were made, the likes. Um, on my videos, and I just really like want to thank you all for all the support. It really makes it a lot more motivating when I go to a shop and I go in there knowing that I can try to help the community out by finding good books, good buys, um, and really delving myself into the not only the community but the actual genre of comics and superhero movies, all that. See how that develops. I guess for this year even, because it's a pretty strong year. I think 2015 for movies, for shows. Daredevil's coming out soon. The AntMan movie's coming out. The next Avengers movie is going to be out this year. There's just a lot to look forward to. So guess I'll just start it off. I was able to pick up a bunch of variants this week because there were a lot of number ones in Marvel. So I picked up the Ant-Man shrinking variant. Even though this is a shrinking variant, the one in my shop happened to be one of the bigger ones, which I actually was happy to get because I'd rather have one that showcased Ant-Man a little bit more. I know that I think the really small shrinking variants are the more popular ones, but you can't really see Ant-Man in those, so glad to find this one. Um, this is, I think, the Ant-Man Welcome Home variant. Um, I just liked it. I figured with the Ant-Man movie coming out, might as well pick a bunch of these up before they get... I have a funny feeling they are going to get expensive. Because this story, I've read it already. I actually like it. It's a lot deeper than I expected, and he's funny yet, and more of a joker, but there's a twinge of seriousness that I really like in the series so far. And then I got the movie variant, just because I like this costume. It really looks like the classic Ant-Man costume, just with a little bit of updates added in. So, actually, one of the things that a lot of people I know have been dogging the Ant-Man teaser that came out, I think, last week. And I'm not going to defend it necessarily, but, and I even had my reservations for the movie because the humor wasn't really there for me. But I think that bringing in Ant-Man is really one of those like homage to the original Avengers. You want to tie him in. I get that, and that was one reason why Marvel wanted to do it. Another reason being that that Ant-Man is a tech. I mean, Hank Pym is a really like he's a scientist. It's a very tech-filled superhero story. So I think by playing it in, using pretty much the Iron Man card in their movies, starting Iron Man off in Phase 1, this was one of those ones that they kind of wanted to start off for this next phase, because there's a lot of technology in that Ant-Man story, and the whole Hank Pym, Scott Lang, and Yellow Jacket. There's just a lot of, the suits are really, I guess I would say blinged out. There's a lot going on. I could see it being a really good movie. So I think it has potential. So these are what I was able to pick up in terms of Ant-Man. And then I actually was really glad to pick this up. This is the S.H.I.E.L.D. #1 Deadpool Party sketch variant, actually. At first, I didn't actually know what this was. I'm surprised my shop still had it. But yeah, when I saw it black and white, I was like, what the heck is this cover? Because I was like, okay, I know it's Deadpool, but let's just get it. Because I didn't really like the sketch variant that much, but when I realized how much it was going for online, I was pretty happy to get this, and I like the fact that he is doing all the carvings and everything and being kind of crazy. Um, and I'm really happy that this comic series came out because I mean it's an actual tie-in to the show, and now you have that. Now I can call it a comic book show. I always had that hesitation to call Agents of Shield a comic book show because it really stood at pretty much on its own. It really was part of the cinematic universe, but now we have that tie-in to really bring it into the comics. So that was really cool. Um, and then these ones I was really happy to get because I'm a Squirrel Girl fan. Uh, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, both the limited variants. Um, this is her first solo series, and it's taken 23 years, I think, yeah, to this point. Um, so I was really, really, really excited for this series just because she's finally getting a little bit of attention, at least on the Marvel side. I feel like she's always had a bit of a cult following. Um, I am a fan of her. In that Marvel Heroes games that I always mention, I decided to main her, and as a summoner, she actually is a very, very strong character. So, um, this I can attest to. I've beaten a lot of these enemies in that game, and it's definitely fun to play. So it's fun to play out this kind of story where she's beating up on everyone. And in her first appearance, she's beating up on Doctor Doom. So I know she's one of those comic relief characters, and because of Deadpool becoming so big, I feel like Squirrel Girl could be one of the next ones to really shoot up and become popular. And this story is really good. It's a fun little story. There's a lot of comedy in it. I'm not the biggest fan of the art, the interior art, but honestly, I think this was a good start to her series, and I think a lot of people are gonna catch on to it. So glad to pick these up because I think these might become more hot later on. And then this book, I think if you've been seeing my other videos, this is the Amazing Spider-Man 12 Gabriel de Auto interlocking variant for that big print. I think that this is the fourth issue, and I've been just collecting this up because I like this print. So having all, I think, I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6 issues that are gonna comprise the entire length of the print, but having all these issues is pretty cool. And the one thing I noticed with this one is that it's got Bagman in it, which is I mean, it's a costume that he only used once. So this was a cool one in particular that I liked. And then with regards, actually with all these, I think 7 books, I paid $45 at my shop, my local shop. So I'm really happy to get those. And then these were ones that I picked up recently as well. This is a Thor 126, the first self-titled issue. So this is the Mighty Thor, and that's it. Before that, it was Journey into Mystery. So I was really, really happy to get this comic. I bought it online. I actually gambled a bit on it because it was horribly described and horribly pictured, but I think this would come out close, like maybe a 7.0, honestly, because I don't see reds this bright in a 60s comic very often, and there's not really any tanning or anything like that. It's just a bright issue. So really happy to grab this one. And then my next comic. This is actually one I traded for at my local comic shop. I actually showed him a bunch of books I was willing to trade for stuff that comes in, just so that that my comic book shop owner is more enticed to work with me, because I do have some good books that I'm willing to trade for some higher end stuff that he might have, or he might find. This is a Tales to Astonish 38. It's the fourth appearance of Hank Pym as Ant-Man. So I believe his fifth appearance, Hank Pym's fifth appearance. but his fourth appearance as Ant-Man. And this is also the first appearance of Egghead. This is more of like a good condition issue, but I traded my, um, I think more of like a very fine copy of Inhumans #1 for this. I didn't have that much into it, and I'm not too into the Inhumans right now. So to get this is actually a 1962 issue. So this is now the oldest issue I have in my collection, and it is uh, a minor key for Ant-Man, which I thought was very cool. So now, except for Wasp, I have a few key issues from all of the original Avengers, so that's really cool that I have this now. Um, it was just, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Ant-Man, but this is a 60s issue, and being that now it's my oldest issue that I have in my collection, had to get it. And I think these are going for, in good condition, are going for like 70, $80 probably. So, um, it's good to find these nonetheless. I don't see them very often, so it's cool find. And right now I'm just gonna show, I guess, a visual aid of a few key books that might get hotter as the year presses on. And the only reason why I'm showing these is because, I mean, I feel like it'll help you guys. These ones are not necessarily, they don't showcase the characters, but they're going to be important for these characters coming up for this year. But these are my copies of um, Marvel Superheroes, the Winter Special. It's also Marvel Superheroes #8. Came out in Winter '91. It is the first appearance of Squirrel Girl. And I just wanted to show you guys what this issue looked like. Because people don't show it as often. But this is going to be a hot comic. I realized I saw one just now that was bidding for over $38. And it was described as VF shape. It wasn't even near mint or anything. So it's already jumped up in price because of this new comic. So I think that a lot of people are going to want to pick this up. And when they realize it, I mean, I found these in dollar bins, like maybe $2. This one in particular I might keep because it's a newsstand variant, or newsstand edition. But it has a little printer's crease there, so I don't know which one I'm going to keep yet. And I actually I gave one away as a birthday gift to someone that liked Squirrel Girl already. So, I hope you guys get a little help. I bet you guys can find this in a dollar bin, because it doesn't showcase anything. If anything, if they have themed bins, look in an X-Men box, because people always think that this is just a straight X-Men comic, but Squirrel Girl is definitely in there in a full story. So, hope you guys can pick this up for yourselves. Do not pay the eBay prices. I would not recommend that at all. And because the Gambit movie got announced and everything, I think these two issues are going to be popular. This is the X-Men annual #14. This is his first cameo appearance, and people argue it's his first appearance because he is in there. I don't believe he's named, but and maybe that's why people discount it a bit, but he's definitely in the comic. It's a cheap book to find sometimes, because these annuals, especially from like the beginning of the 90s, weren't that, I mean, they're not overprinted, but there are a lot of them around. So hope you guys can find this as well. And this is actually this one's actually slabbed. Oops. And it's an X-Men 266. This is his first full appearance. It actually says enter the mutant called Gambit. This book is going to be hot. And I found this a few years ago. Luckily, I've always liked Gambit, and I have it in a 9.4. So this should hold me over for a while. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a 9.8 very cheap now, but I'm just happy to have a near mint copy of it. And if you guys can find this at all, go grab it, because it's only going to get more expensive now, especially I didn't expect a solo titled movie for him. And being that it's Channing Tatum, um, everyone's gonna like that movie because I mean, look at how I didn't even watch Magic Mike, and I know how popular that movie is because I always hear about it from um, some of my friends. I don't even know how that movie exactly is about, but he's a popular actor and he's buff. So this movie is going to pick up some steam, and that comic, as a result, is also going to pick up some steam. So I hope you guys can find them for pretty cheap. If you want them in your collections, I would advise you to pick them up now, especially since I don't think the prices have caught up yet on Overstreet and for a lot of comic book shops. So hope you guys can find these, and good luck hunting, guys. Have a good one, and see you later. Bye.